Now that was fresh, Dave Destruction. PWS fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. Wrestle Bowl 2014 was quite a show in itself. We kick off the show with Dave Destruction coming out, asking the fans to please rise, only to be interrupted by Jesse Simon and his brother Philip Simon II. And eventually, I guess they're out to preach their good word, and then to be interrupted by CPA, who hits the ring and talk about actions speak louder than words. He poked Jesse Simon in the eye, and he nailed Philip south of Rahway, so to speak. And then at that point, Dave Destruction asked the fans to rise for the national anthem. After the national anthem was done playing, out comes ring announcer David Adams, who's standing on top of the ramp in front of the Syndictron. And he brings out Dan Moff, and he announces to the crowd that Moff is a firefighter in the state of New Jersey, and earlier in the week he saved the lives of others from a fire, and unfortunately inhaled a lot of smoke and was not medically cleared to wrestle. However, there was one individual that he saved from the fire, George, I can't remember his last name. He came out to not only personally but publicly thank Dan for saving his life, and they shook hands and walked off stage. I don't know if that leads to everyone believing that where they're going to go with that one, or that was just to explain why Dan could not wrestle. We get on with the action as we kick off with tag team action as the handicapped heroes, Zach Gowen and Gregory Iron, who had Hush in their corner, defeating Team España in what I thought was a very good matchup. After the match, the guest commissioners, Insane Clown Posse, Violent J, and Shaggy 2 Dope come out, and they hand an envelope to David Adams saying that changes have been made to the show. And eventually, ICP leaves the ring, and David Adams, we got back to the action as we saw an 8-man elimination match, as we saw Joe the Drifter, the Revolting Blob, Little Mac, and Teen Wolf, Johnny Howell, defeat Big Deal Craig Steele and the Cobra Corps. I guess the Cobra Corps has a new member since Cobra Commander did not wrestle in this matchup. We had singles action as the last of a dying breed, Eddie Kingston, defeated Chris Payne with the gorgeous Tessa Blanchard in his corner. Up next was... Wait, what was it? No, actually, up next, Mick Foley had come out. And he's interrupted by Brian Myers, Falaba, the Heavenly Bodies, and Shining Eddie Jackson. And Jackson and Foley get into it, and the ICP come out, and they announce that Foley was going to be the special guest enforcer for the match. For the match, and out came Reality Check, Kevin Matthews, Devin Moore, Craven Varro, and the Drunken Swashbuckler. And that was a very good matchup. Foley ended up giving Shining Eddie Jackson Mr. Sacco and Dragon backstage. And Falaba was like the only one who survived from the matchup. And I think Brian Myers used a Singapore cane on Kevin Matthews, so I don't know where they're going to go with that. Up next, it was time for the Suicidal Six-Way Championship matchup, which saw the Amazing Red defeat Brian XL, the Bad Apple, Matt McIntosh, the Lifeguard, Shinron the Spirit Dragon, and Habib from the Car Wash to win the Suicidal Six-Way Championship. Very good matchup. The Amazing One deserves it, but I have to say, any promoters out there, give Shinron the Spirit Dragon a shot. Kid's very innovative. At that point, they went to intermission, and that led up to, they had intermission, and then we saw in another 8-man elimination match, which was not announced for the show, Philip Simon II, the Scranton Strangler, Aesthetic One, Damian Gibbs, and Tommy, I forgot his last name. They defeated 4 men, I guess fresh out of the PWS school, who their names were not even introduced to the crowd, and the Aesthetic team, they clean sweeped that one. Up next, we saw the Reynolds brothers, Alex and Kyle, defeat Anthony, Mr. Bowens and Mr. Wayward to retain the tag team championship. Then, in a ladder match, Bonesaw defeated Starman to become #1 contender to the heavyweight championship. And then in the main event of the evening, Croatian sensation Mario Bokra defeated Colt Boom Boom Cabana to retain the heavyweight championship. After the match was over, Bonesaw came, I forgot, he probably came somewhere else. He didn't come to the regular curtain. He came like over the guardrail and he attacked Bokra with a chair, and Cabana came in the ring, tried to save him. He had a chair used on him by Bonesaw. And Bokra eventually got the microphone, and I don't know if Bokra has become babyface now or what he's doing, but he said something about Bonesaw, that they're going to face each other December 20th for the title at Fightmare Before Christmas. I don't know where they're going to go with it. I don't know if he's a babyface now or what the deal is, but glad to see Bokra still the champion. All right. Personal notes. It was good seeing Mike McNicholas, Julian, Armand. Nice meeting his cousin Nick, Christine, Kathy, Erica, Devin, Olivia, Lynette, Danielle. Forgot who else I did notice at this show. Oh, Tim. I did like this show quite a bit, and can't wait for Fightmare Before Christmas, which is on Saturday, December 20th, which is the day after my birthday. I think it's time for some memorable quotes. Don't cry for me, Argentina! Guy sitting ringside towards Team España. Wayward, wayward. Most of the crowd towards Mr. Wayward of the Untouchables, and I couldn't believe the individuals with that huge big ass sign that said Wayward on it. I wonder how long it took to put that one together. Nobody wants to see your tits. Someone behind me in the bleachers towards when Bonesaw took his straps off. I think somebody started chanting boob saw at him. I'm not quite... I could be wrong on that one. Oh, great seeing John. Dang it. Who else was got? Who else? Oh, noticed Low Life Louie Ramos and Balls Mahoney were in attendance for this show. Well, as we know, Fightmare Before Christmas, Saturday, December the 20th. As we now know, Mario Bokra will be defending the championship against Bonesaw. I don't know if a stipulation will be added to that matchup, because Bokra defeated Bonesaw back at Supercard in June of this year. So I'm not sure why they're going at it again. Also, AJ Styles goes 1-1 with Rob Van Dam. I don't know who we can put the Reynolds brothers against for the tag team belts. Amazing Red will obviously defend the Suicidal 6-Way Championship. I'd like to see Kevin Matthews and Brian Myers 1-on-1 in maybe a Singapore Cane match or something with a stipulation on it. Or maybe Kevin 1-on-1 with Falaba. Well, okay, I guess it's cheap plug time. I know I'm mentioning it again. Fightmare Before Christmas, Saturday, December 20th. Already announced to appear guest commissioner Kevin Nash, Tully Blanchard, Jake the Snake Roberts, Jeff Jarrett, Booker T, Tracy Smothers, Luke Gallows, Machine Gun Carl Anderson. Wow. And also, I understand they're going to be starting an hour earlier with everything, which I think is a good idea. And I sure hope PWS, does tremendous for the new year. And I think that'll do it from here, folks.